we have to talk about CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. Now, the CM Punk news made the big headlines because the Rat Pack decided so. If you're a regular here at Spoiler Warning on Twitch, or if you regularly watch the YouTube clips I release, you'll already be fully aware that CM Punk has been discussing a potential contract with both the WWE and AEW for months. And we've been talking about it here for months. CM Punk has no interest in working with the WWE, and until the last few weeks, it sure looked like AEW had no chance either. So something has changed. Why did it look like AEW had no chance? Because CM Punk literally told us so. He literally said that he'd basically got one up on them, and he wound a lot of people up backstage in AEW. That said, people have suddenly started to get very, very excited. As an aside to that, CM Punk is now able to comfortably add another zero to his starting price with AEW. There have been a lot of reports since. A lot. Most of which say that CM Punk has signed, or that CM Punk will sign, or that CM Punk might sign, or that CM Punk is in the process of signing, or that CM Punk or that CM Punk exists and could sign, but only if AEW also signed the gobbledygook and bring it out of retirement. Not going to say who reported that one, but that's certainly very credible. Now, I've said for a while I didn't believe CM Punk would ever return to wrestling. That is my opinion. I've always made it clear that's my opinion. I still don't. His knee could literally be balls deep in Cody Rhodes' face on live TV, and I still wouldn't believe it. Every second of every day that CM Punk spends negotiating with a company, he is also a massive flight risk. The slightest issue between CM Punk and anyone involved in the negotiation process, he is out the damn door, and we all know it. If I was a company, I'd be desperately trying not to sign him. So yes, right now, I still don't believe it. Let's add Daniel Bryan's name to the mix, shall we? Bodyslam.net have been very clear and very distinct with their reports. They have stated that Daniel Bryan has definitely signed with AEW and will be debuting with the company on September 22nd. They've placed their reputation firmly on this report. So let's talk about Bodyslam.net for just a moment. Cassidy, who runs that website, 100% has a source in AEW. I know exactly who it is, and I know that they are there. If you pay enough attention to wrestling reporting, specifically Bodyslam.net wrestling reporting, you will also know 100% who that source is. It is genuinely not that difficult to work out if you look at the reporting history. You will literally be able to name them. Historically, every report that Bodyslam makes that could potentially involve this person is absolutely correct, and often is very quickly proven so. To be clear, Daniel Bryan is not that person. Outside of the reports about the person that I am aware of, Bodyslam have been incorrect in the past. So this is another one to put in the wait and see pile. Nobody else is reporting that Daniel Bryan has signed. Nobody. When it comes to CM Punk, the only people reporting that he has signed is Ringside News, whom we do not fully believe even when they're unquestionably correct. They do have sources, that is proven. They've also repeatedly been proven to make things up. When it came to the initial report about CM Punk talking with AEW, that report was incredibly vague. Incredibly vague. The only thing it basically said was that CM Punk had spoken to AEW recently. That was the only thing the report actually said. But it was behind a paywall, so people who'd already decided it was true were the people seeing it. Will it happen? Possibly. Could it happen? Definitely. But this is still a wait and see story. What's next in the massive story? Easy, wait and see. We've literally been told that Punk and Bryan are close to, if not signed, so it surely won't be long until we see them on AEW television. September 22nd for Bryan, we've been told that exact date. Much like the surprises we could have had in the build to Money in the Bank, I'm disappointed this news got out. If they have signed, I would have loved them to just turn up. Imagine AEW Dynamite starts, CM Punk walks out. Imagine what would happen. Just imagine what would happen. Now people are expecting it, and I believe that expectation is one of the reasons that they had such a good rating this Wednesday for Dynamite. Of course, plenty of other reasons. They make good programming. They do a very good wrestling show, and they've been getting better and better, but this has to be added to it. I'm sure a lot of people made a lot of money from this story, in paywalls, in ratings, certainly in interest in search history. But did it make you excited? That's the big question here. Imagine a world in which CM Punk returns to wrestling and is joined in AEW by Daniel Bryan. Tell me how that makes you feel.